Hello everybody, welcome to this wonderful tarot reading. I'm Zoya, welcome. So, today is going to be a beautiful time that I'm going to suggest this, and this is going to be very interesting indeed. So, hear me out. This is going to be a Virgo reading for April 21st to April the 28th of 2025. So, in this wonderful reading, I'm going to provide you what's going to be on in this whole entire point. Remember, this is how it goes, this is the way of how it's going to be, and this is how it is in this wonderful layout of this situation. So, that's the way it seems to be in that way. So, further ado, without any question, this is the way of how it seems to be, and knowing that this is going to be very of how it's going to be the way of how it goes. So, the way of how this is of this wonderful reading, I'm going to try to figure out what's happening on a Virgo situation and how it's going to be in that way. So let's see what's going on in this situation. It's the way it kind of goes in the way of how it is. So I'm going to look at the past, the present, and the future. And I hope you all like it for the way of how this is. So whether it's going to be very good at this situation, or the way of how this is going to be. So that's the way of how it is. So here we go. So in this way of how this is going to be, basically the Five of Cups is upright, there's grief. Basically how it is, when you have grief, you have the ability of saying, oh well, this is not going to end well, I can't do this, I don't know what to do, that's the way it seems to be in that way. And you think that, well, this is the way it seems to be, like that's the way it kind of concludes. So in that way of how this is, you have to think, alright, well, this is the way it needs to be, I need to know what to do and all that stuff, right? So that's the way it seems to be. But in the past situation of how it's going to be, let's see what's going on in the past situation. So here we go. So let's see. In the past of the Five of Cups, let's see. Two of Swords is upright, followed with the Ten of Cups reversed, followed with the Moon is upright. So there is misrotations here. That's the way it goes. The Two of Swords, you don't know which direction you're going to take, left or right. But the way of how this is the way of how it seems to be. So let me clarify. Who's going to be on the left side? Okay, so just for yours, you're not telling the truth. The Nine of Cups is upright, you want romance. Okay, that's the way it goes. What's this justice is the Five of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, because you're looking for money. You're looking for the way of how you can do what you're told to do. Be responsible. You're thinking about how I can be acting like everything will be fine and dandy and say what have you. That's the way it kind of concludes. But then overall, in that aspect, that's the way it seems to be in that way, and you're thinking, alright, well, I got this, but then it's like, well, I don't know what to say. That's the way it kind of concludes. So it's like, that's the way it seems to be in that way, but that's in the past situation, okay? Now, the present situation as of now, of the Nine of Wands, I'm going to clarify this. The Ace of Wands reversed, followed by the Hermit upright, followed with the Six of Cups reversed, followed with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, followed with the High Priestess upright. Yeah, because you want to use your inner voice. The Hermit represents solitude, but you're looking for a soulmate. That's the way it seems to be in that way, because you're thinking, okay, well, I know what to do, I got this, but then the way of how this is, the way of how I can see things, this is the way of how you can do it in that way. The way of having your own mindset, your own way of having, okay, well, this is the way it seems to be. I need to understand this. I need to know where it goes. That's the way it seems to be, where things have to be in that way, and saying, alright, this is the way it seems to be in that way, right? That's the way it seems to be. What's in the future? The Ten of Pentacles is upright, followed with the Two of Wands is upright, followed with the King of Swords is upright. Yeah, because you want to have basically knowledge, and you're looking for your career situation. The Two of Wands is upright, you're planning on something. That's the way it kind of concludes in that way. So you're thinking, well, this is the way it seems to be. This is the way of how wonderful this whole entire format it is. It is, right? It's based on how you can understand of how it seems to be. So let me figure out who's on the left, who's in the middle, right towards the left side. The Devil is upright, follow the Hierophant is upright, follow the Sun reversed, the Death card reversed, the High Priest is upright. So you're using your inner voice. You have negativity. The Hierophant is upright, you want guidance. The Devil is upright, there's obsessions, there's possessions, there's violence. There's lots of things are going on. So you could deal with another Capricorn as another Earth sign, as the way of how it goes. You could be dealing with another Gemini Leo Aquarius, you're dealing with another Leo Aries Sagittarius, you're dealing with another, the way of how this is, the way how you can try to understand of how it seems to be. It's like the way of how this is. It's another passage point of how it is. What's between this Death card? The Hangman reversed, followed with the Justice reversed, followed with the Strength card. So right, yeah, you want strength, but you're not telling the truth, because things are not going as planned. Things are not going as how it's going to be representing yourself. That's the way it kind of concludes. What's between the middle and the right side, please? The middle reverse, there's misorientations. The Magician reverse, there's no skill. The Hermit is upright, they're reversed. There's no, you probably have a soulmate. The Strength card is upright, you want strength. The Hangman is upright because you want restrictions. That's the way it goes, because you're being restricted. The Hermit reverse and the Magician, I'm going to clarify that, please. The Sun is upright because you want positivity. Yeah, because on both sides of the situation, whether you're in a negative spot or a positive spot, the way of how this is, the way of how it needs to reflect on that situation, whether, okay, well, everything seems to be fine, but it's like, well, no, it's not. That's the way it kind of concludes or fades away. That's the way it seems to be in this whole entire situation. So we're going to figure out what's going on through the past situation, what's going on through the present, and who's is in the future situation. So let me do one card. One card for the past, that's the 10 of Wands, that represents burdens here, that's the way it goes. What's in the present situation? The Nine of Pentacles upright because you want to be comfortable, that's the way it goes. And the future, the Knight of Swords reversed, so there's no trauma. Okay, so what's also between the 10 of Wands here? The Death card reversed, followed by the King of Wands is upright, followed by the Fool is upright. Yeah, you want change, you want the way of how this is, you want more of charisma, you want passion, you want things to be the way of how this is, because that's the way it kind of concludes. In one way or another, you need to understand where you have reference, the way of how it seems to be, where you can do things, whether you can understand that, okay, well, I need to do this, I need to go with the flow, I need to do what I can. That's the way it goes, because you need to understand about, oh, well, I'm going to use my own peer pressure, or I'll use a turning point, or whatever it is. That's the way it seems to be, because you have change, you have the way how it is, right? It's like, that's the way it seems to be in that way. That's how it is. What's this Nine of Pentacles about? Ace of Pentacles reversed, followed by the Four of Wands is upright, followed by the King of Pentacles reversed, followed by the Nine of Wands is upright. Yeah, because you are having fear, because that's the way it goes. The Four of Wands is upright, you want celebrations, maybe you're going to a wedding, maybe you're not, but it all depends about how it's going to be in that way, because that's the way it seems to be in that way, between the present situation, about here now, in that way. That's the way it seems to be in that perspective. What's happening in the future? The Three of Swords reversed, followed by the Emperor is upright, followed by the Six of Wands is upright. Yeah, because you want to celebrate, you want to do things, and you want to have your own structure of the way of how it is. This is the way it seems to be. So let me try to figure out what's going on what's going on for the universe, what's happening. So we're going to go from the middle to the left, middle to the right. Three of Wands is upright because you want communication. 10 of Swords upright, you want conclusions. The 10 of Pentacles reversed, there's no wealth. The Temperance reversed, there's no healing. The Hangman reversed, there's no stillness. The Page of Wands reversed, there's no invention. The Ace of Swords reversed, there's a misunderstanding. Yeah, there was a misunderstanding here. Because the way of how it is, when you have a misunderstanding, when you have no wealth, everything is not going as planned, because you're thinking, well, this is not going to end well. It's not. The Ace of Swords reversed for a misunderstanding. Let's see what's happening. Five of Cups is upright, there's grief. Two Wands reverse, you're not planning on. Eight of Swords reverse, there's no anxiety. The 10 Wands reverse, there's no burdens here. Queen of Pentacles reverse, there's no stability. But the 7 of Swords separate because you're feeling deceit. Yeah, that's the way it kind of happens in that guarantee. What's happening with this 10 Pentacles? The 9 of Cups is already, yeah, there's fulfillment here. There is fulfillment, but when you have no wealth, it's like you're acting like all girly, or you're acting like you're being sassy, or you're being whatever you're acting like, because it's not going to end well. That's why when you have communication, you feel like everything is all good, but then this 7 of Swords is already because you're feeling deceit, because that's the way it goes. It's like things are not going as planned, things are not going your way, you know, that's the way it is. It's like, why me? Why I need to act like this? Because things are not going as planned. What's happening between the middle and the right side, please? Now, Swords start, there's trauma. Ace of Cups reverse, there's no satisfactory. Like there is satisfactory, like dissatisfactory. The Empress is upright, there is nourishment. The Three of Swords reverse, there's no heartbreak. The Judgment reverse, there's no action. The Force is already going to have good luck. You know, that's the way it kind of seems to be in that way. What's in the middle of this situation here? The 6 of Pentacles is upright because you want kindness. Yeah, because you want kindness, because the way of how this is, the way of how I'm seeing it in a different point of view, you have to pay attention to how you're feeling, the way how it seems to be. This is the way of how it is. Because when you look at this, you think, okay, well, everything's fine, right? That's the way it kind of imposes of that. So when you think that everything seems to be fine and how it is, it's like, okay, well, this is the way it goes. I need to do this. I need to plan it. I need to figure it out. That's the way it seems to be. So before I let you go, try to pay attention about what's going on in this situation, whether you like it or not, whether you how you're feeling. But this is the way it seems to be. This is the way of how, the way of how it is. So that's why it seems to be. But I hope you all like this video. Please understand that it's just a wonderful feeling, but this is the way it goes. So this is the way it happens. But thank you so much. Have a wonderful day to all, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye for now. Really, thank you, and bye.